Hi, everyone. My name is Beata Lipska, but everyone calls me Beatka. As Anita said, everyone calls me a soft skill preacher because I believe that soft skills are crucial skills, and our is industry of people, and soft skills are people skills. But we're gonna go back to it in a few minutes. So you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm mostly like all days on it. But I also have a Twitter and blog. And I work and live in London. I work at paddle.com. And yes, we are hiring, by the way. Feel free to reach out to us. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about the imposter syndrome. And let's start a little bit about the history of this whole thing, because like, what is imposter syndrome? So in 1978, Suzanne Imes and Pauline Clance, they defined an imposter syndrome, not obviously as a disease or something like that, because it's not, it's just a syndrome. And yeah, since then it was kind of like defined, and there's a lot of like very successful people that suffers because of the imposter syndrome. And yeah, in 2011, there was like let's say a research that 70% of whole population experienced the imposter syndrome at least once in their lives. So then, and there was very interesting report in 2018. But 2018 was very, very long time ago. There was like a pandemic going on. So obviously, this number would look completely different now. But unfortunately, there was no one who did that sort of research now after pandemic, and it was just 50%, 58% of people working in tech industry experienced the imposter syndrome. But now probably it's going to be way, way more than that. So yeah, and that sort of research was done in Apple, Uber, like the big fish. So yeah, so what it is like, I I'm the software engineer. I'm a web developer, and I'm not a psychologist. And it would be kind of tricky for me to define it. So I'm going to tell you like about like my experience. How do I experience that on the daily basis, pretty much? And to be honest, like pretty much now as well. So all right. So I joined the industry in 2018 as a entry level engineer, and yeah, this is me. This is me and my little playground. Those little things are the fluffs of soft skills that are kind of my little friends. This is like a fluff of joy and other stuff. This is my ideas, my successes, my creations, my abilities. So this is my playground. But this whole situation, all time, there is like a crappy little friend inside my head saying many very like bad things. So saying you're fake, so saying you're not good enough, saying you failed again, you're very lucky and it was coincidence, you have to be the best and you don't deserve it. Like loads of this crappy thing that, this crappy little guy is like inside my head and keep on telling me the same things over and over again. And by this, that crappy little friend is a great builder of wall that, the big wall of doubt that is kind of excluding me from my abilities, my successes, my little playground, my fun part. So it is happening even now. Like probably I'm talking about the thing that I researched a lot, and then I think like everyone knows better than me. So yeah, because of that, I experience a lot of self-doubt. I experience a huge lack of confidence. That's the reason why I'm wearing a leather jacket, because I feel more confident. It works sometimes. And yeah, like even now I feel like you know better than me about the imposter syndrome, and I know nothing about it, but I still speak to you, so this is a good thing. So yeah, and the huge fear of failure, I feel it now as well. So fear of exposure. So the person who experiences the imposter syndrome feels like, at some point everyone will figure out that I'm a fake. So yeah, I'm also very critical to myself, and I am comparing myself to others and to other ideas of success. And there are two coping mechanisms: procrastination and perfectionism. I know nothing about perfectionism, but I know a lot about procrastination and how can it ruin my life. So, and that feeling of inadequacy is extreme in some situations. So what are the consequences of this? So first of all, unfinished masterpieces. This is super sad. Addiction, depression, technically unhappy life, but in our industry, there's a thing called burnout, and we are burning out on a daily basis. And I love programming. I don't want to burn out, so I need to fight with this imposter inside my head. So I kind of figure out that if I have like a crappy little friend saying, very bad things about me, I can have like a radical hero friend that is there with me, and it communicates directly to to um to the imposter that I have in my head. And he says just simply to F off. I won't swear, but you know the idea. Just shut up. I don't want to hear that. I've heard that before, and I am successful. I deserve it. Just shut up. And you know what? This radical hero, probably he saves my life like many, many times. It's another just voice in my head that helps me out, in many, many different situations that I feel very vulnerable. So you know this radical hero empowers my own idea of success, empowers like me as a person. And if I compare myself now, it would be just me comparing myself to a younger myself. And that's the only way how it works properly. So yeah. So technically, that leads only to happy life and happy work life as well, especially happy work life, because this whole thing, depression, I don't know, this whole consequences that I mentioned are causing a lot of trouble in your personal life as well. So probably you're gonna ask, what are the reasons? And I know exactly what are the reasons why I feel that way. And this is not like obviously a professional advice, but if you experience that, you should at least try to get like a professional advice. How I feel that way, how often do I feel that way, and what to do, how to conquer it. Because this incompetence is part of our job, because the sky is the limit. We work in tech companies. There's always new things. We need to figure it out. Sometimes there is no way we know everything. And if you want to know a little bit more about fluffs like patience, courage, trust, and vulnerability, just check out the fluffs on the website and on the Instagram. Because remember, the tech industry is people industry, and soft skills are human skills. Yeah. So stay tuned, and thank you. Oddaję głos do